Traffic is often described as a temporary problem, construction, accidents, and bad timing. But in many developing megacities, congestion is not temporary, it's structural. If you live in Cairo, Lagos, Jakarta, Manila, Delhi, Nairobi, Dhaka, and Sao Paulo, traffic isn't something that happens. It's something that exists permanently. In some cities, traffic jams are so predictable they feel like scheduled events. This episode kicks off Module 3, Challenges of Rapid Urbanization, and I'm starting with the most universal urban experience of all, being stuck. If you like the topic, watch the other episodes of this course on urban transportation in developing countries and receive a badge from YouTube. I'm Hushman Masumi. It's Urban History. Congestion is often treated like a system failure. Something went wrong, something unexpected happened. But congestion is usually the logical outcome of how cities grow. Many developing megacities have doubled or tripled their population in 40 or 50 years, expanded horizontally at incredible speed, and added cars or motorcycles faster than transit lines. Infrastructure simply didn't keep up. Cities grew like software updates. Infrastructure stayed on version 1.0. Traffic exists everywhere, including rich cities. But in developing megacities, it's longer, more chaotic, less predictable, more dangerous, and more unequal. That's because 5 forces collide at once. First, rapid population growth. Then, urban sprawl, rising car and motorcycle ownership, weak or incomplete public transport, and late reactive planning. When all 5 show up together, congestion becomes permanent. When congestion gets bad, the instinctive response is always the same. Widen roads, add lanes, build flyovers, and construct ring roads. It feels logical. More cars need more space. This logic works beautifully, right up until it doesn't. There's a rule in transport planning that cities keep rediscovering the hard way. When you build more road capacity, traffic increases to fill it. This is induced demand. New lanes encourage people who avoided driving to start driving. Longer trips, housing farther from jobs, and more vehicle ownership. Traffic drops briefly, then returns, often worse. Roads don't reduce traffic, they send invitations. Cairo has invested heavily in urban highways, multi-level flyovers, and wide arterial roads. Yet peak hour speeds hover around 10 to 12 kilometers per hour. Average one-way commute exceeds 70 minutes, and congestion costs roughly 4% of GDP annually. Why? Because new roads made it easier to live farther away, commute longer distances, and rely on private cars. Traffic didn't disappear, it expanded to match the new capacity. Traffic in Cairo treats flyovers as scenic viewpoints. Jakarta tried almost everything: road widening, elevated highways, odd-even license plate rules, and motorcycle restrictions. Congestion always returned. Only after serious investment in bus rapid transit, metro lines, and commuter rail did congestion stop escalating as fast, though average commutes still stretched 1.5 to 2 hours. Concrete alone turned out to be very expensive wishful thinking. Lagos adds hundreds of thousands of residents each year. Its streets must accommodate private cars, minibuses, motorcycles, street vendors, and pedestrians. Cars dominate road space, but carry a minority of people. The result was chronic gridlock, massive time loss, and economic damage. The Lagos BRT helped, but only where it exists. Elsewhere, traffic behaves like a very patient queue that never moves. In many Southeast Asian cities, road construction came before mass transit. Car ownership surged, metro construction lagged. Once millions depend on cars, reducing road space becomes politically difficult, and congestion becomes entrenched. In Manila, commuters lose over 100 hours per year to traffic. Traffic here isn't just annoying, it's a full-time commitment. Nairobi's congestion isn't just about cars. It's about matatus stopping anywhere, motorcycles weaving through gaps, private cars competing for the same space, and limited enforcement. But the deeper cause is spatial. People live far from jobs, transit corridors are incomplete, and roads serve too many purposes. Widening roads often increase vehicle volume, reduce pedestrian safety, and fails to shorten trips. More lanes, same confusion, just as higher speed. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Cars are terrible at moving large numbers of people efficiently. One car carries about 1.2 people and takes up even more while parked. One full bus can replace about 30 to 60 cars. Congestion is rarely about too many people. It's about how space is allocated. Cities aren't full of people. They are full of vehicles. In developing countries, lower-income residents live farther away, commute longer, and rely on slower modes. Those who can afford cars create congestion and experience it in air-conditioned isolation. Those who can't lose hours, lose income, and lose access. Traffic doesn't affect everyone equally. It chooses sides. Road projects are fast, are visible, and look like action. Transit projects take years, require coordination, and deliver benefits slowly. Short political cycles prefer solutions that photograph well. Across the world, evidence points to the same tools: high-capacity public transport, coordinated land use and transit, demand management, safe walking and cycling, and limits on sprawl. No city has ever eliminated congestion by highways alone. There are some congestion signals: growth outspacing infrastructure, disconnection between jobs and housing, over-reliance on cars, and delayed planning. It's not about bad drivers, it's about stressed systems. So now let's bring this back to your city. How does congestion show up where you live? Are new roads still being built as the main solution? Do they actually reduce traffic, or does congestion return stronger than before? Is public transport expanding fast enough to compete with car growth? And most importantly, if your city stopped building new roads tomorrow, what would it invest in instead? Share your city and your experience in the comments. Patterns are global, but the stories are local. The next episode will be on urban planning crisis, weak institutions, strong cars, and unplanned growth. Looking forward to hearing how congestion works or doesn't where you live.